Yes, it's recording. And welcome to
After.
Matrix Talk.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the Matrix. What a concept.
If you've come for something else, sorry.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
You're in the wrong place.
And well, we'll be getting to storyboarding your life, but the really, really important thing, I didn't share my screen. Oh, that's all right. Anyways, if you'll click the green button, you can go take one of our courses, which is way cool. One, we get pretty good reviews on our courses. And
Yeah.
two, that helps us support Matrix Talk. And we went to a lot of time and effort to get continuing education credits, APA accreditation. So you can go get your CEs with us and tell all your friends and neighbors.
Share liberally.
And the share button's in the upper right.
Yeah, right. Speaking of share,
And you can chat in.
like we have,
Like
Norm has chatted in already.
that was some time
yesterday.
ago. And then me from Maine and Phil from
Langhorne, PA.
So, and
Yeah.
other come on, Phil. What other housekeeping?
Other housekeeping. Well, we've gone through the courses, so that's always something useful. We have invited people to chat in.
Oh, you can also,
Even if you watch on the recording, chat in. Tell us where you're from.
Well, yeah, you can still, people do that. And you can also follow us. I notice we get more and more followers.
We have, what is it now? We're like 1,100. We're over 1,100 followers now. Yeah.
1144. So somewhere on your screen, you can follow us. And that just means you get notified when we do this.
That's the nice thing, is that if you're running around and you go, oh, notification for Matrix Talk. Well, maybe I'll tune in.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's now 5 people. There's some more people with us. How nice.
Nice.
We have a Layla and we have a Michael.
Looks like people are interested in storyboarding.
Yeah. Isn't that's something? Well, we can have, this is Matrix Talk, so we'll have a Matrix Talk conversation.
Yes.
We were talking to somebody.
We were talking to Barbara on Friday.
Was it Barbara? Okay.
Yeah.
And we got to talking about.
Well, we got to talking about how the Matrix tells a story.
Yeah. And it's a way of, well, it tells a story. Well, so it starts with the hero's quest. Okay. That, or the hero's journey. I know we started there.
Yes, we did.
So, you got your who's important, or what you want to get. Then you got your yucky stuff that shows up. Then you have your relief moves, ways that you overcome the yucky stuff and the monsters and all that kind of stuff that show up. And in the upper right, well, the way I like to put it, you get the ring.
Yeah.
Or the guy gets the girl gets the
ring,
guy.
Return home with the stuff.
Whatever. And that's a story arc, is what it's called. And during that, we got to calling that storyboarding. And so you can do that with somebody. You could literally say this is a way of, in essence, storyboarding. And maybe people don't know what storyboarding is.
Let's back up and let's go through that a bit.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good way to
storyboarding, because, well, I barely know what it is, but
well, it's storyboarding. Okay, so storyboarding is something that filmmakers use. It's been popularized, and they take the words, they take the screenplay, right?
Yeah.
And they take the words from the screenplay and they convert them like into images, like on a storyboard.
Yeah, so somebody who has a decent cartooning ability, cartoons out the story.
Yeah.
And they start setting up possible scenes they might film.
Exactly. And then every shot represents a part of the story, like every scene.
So, but the storyboard, but it's sort of like out of a comic book, but it's
Yeah,
just
exactly, like frames in a comic book, right?
so this
Panels. I used to call them in a comic book panels.
panels, right? So well, that's what you're doing, or what you can do with the Matrix, with your life. So whichever quest you want to get on,
Yeah.
whatever. So, but it's sort of interesting from a Matrix point of view. When you do that and you back up and look at your story like that, you're doing more than one thing.
Doing many things.
One, you're doing a biggie self as context move. And, so in the fancy act lingo, you will see, oh, Layla's from London.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
she
you.
must know Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Layla? Yeah.
Or at least maybe Derek and the Dominoes.
Eric and the Dominoes. Oh, sorry, Layla.
We can't stay away from that. Nah, I'm sure you do.
I bet you do.
Don't tempt us. We'll break into
Your
song.
parents gave you that name. Probably played at your birthday party.
No. Yeah. You probably can't get away from it.
No, I'm sure not. But that's one of those things. Just accept it and enjoy it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, anyways, this difficult term that people have trouble wrapping their heads around.
Oh, it trips them up.
Which is self as context. They'll
Yeah.
see the hexaflex, and they'll see at the bottom of it there'll be the self as context. And it's like, oh my God, what's that?
Yeah.
It means, from a storyboarding point of view, you're the whiteboard.
You're it. This is you.
You're the whiteboard.
You're the Lord.
Right. You're the board. You're the whiteboard. And everything that happens to you is content that is drawn onto the whiteboard.
Glommed onto the board.
In ACT, if you look in the metaphors of ACT, you'll see the chessboard metaphor.
One of my favorites.
So you are the chessboard, and
You're not the
pieces
pieces.
being moved about are the content.
Yeah.
You're the context, the whiteboard, and then there's the content that gets placed on it. That's it, folks.
Stuff
That's
that
it.
goes on.
Right. That's it. And when you look at yourself that way, that's a more distanced view. Okay.
Hey, Aaron.
That as if you were in a helicopter or a drone hovering above yourself, looking down.
So you're here, and now you're up here hovering. You're looking down.
Hovering above, looking down. Why is that? Well, the original name for ACT was comprehensive distancing. So it's referring to that distancing, but you're doing it comprehensively, meaning in all aspects and
Taking it all in, the big picture.
So the storyboarding helps you do, or it results in this self as context view, this big picture. So when you say self as context, really the slang is the big picture. You're looking at yourself in the big picture. And so, but you can indeed do storyboarding.
Yep.
And now storyboarding results in when taking as Phil said, a screenplay that's already been written and then storyboarding it into an intriguing film story, let's say.
Yeah.
Even a stage story, which is great. The great thing about humans is that our stories are not written. The ones in the past that's already been laid down, but from now into the future is
There's more
written.
panels to add.
So in this case, we would be adding panels. As Phil said, you would say, well, where would I like to take, what content would I like to add to my life, add
Yeah.
to me in the future. Now you get into who's important, what's important,
Yep.
travel or education or getting married or whatever,
Your career, whatever the case may be.
whatever the case may be. So you start. So, and if you were coaching somebody or even doing therapy with somebody,
Yeah.
you could say, well, looking at it from, you know, let's just call it storyboarding. You're going
Yeah.
to storyboard your life. So we could storyboard your life from the past till now. So who was important to you in the past?
Yeah.
What was your yucky stuff that showed up in the past? What kind of relief moves did you do in the past? What kinds of stuff did you do to approach who and what's important to you in the past? Got it. Now we can look at the present moment. Let's storyboard what's going on with you now. Okay? We can do that, but maybe you have wishes for the future. Let's storyboard the future. So it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
What it is. So
Handy dandy little metaphor.
and we wanted to share that with people.
Yeah.
Not that it's that extremely complicated, but if we don't jump on a crowdcast and share it with folks, then they won't have it. They might not think of it. And
Yeah.
given that we didn't think of it till last Friday.
No. This is hot off the presses, folks.
I mean, literally, this is Wednesday, July the 19th, 2023.
Right.
So we thought of it last Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, going forward, Bill and or I may well use this.
Oh, I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
we will tell people about it. We
Right.
will work with people in this sort of intriguing metaphor of looking at one's life,
Yes.
the past life, current life. By past lives, I don't mean like the George Patton you
No.
the previous. You were
Yeah.
a warrior in previous millennia. No. I just meant, from the time you were born till sort of, well, around now.
Yeah. Something like that.
So maybe you would be storyboarding your autobiography.
Ooh, there we go.
You could do that. But
That'd be
your
a really good
autobiography
success.
only goes up to now.
Yeah.
Doesn't shoot off into the future. Which now that gets to an ACT principle of you're going to have, I'm going to use an ACT term, a valued life direction. Okay. Where I would like to head my life going forward. Okay. So ACT uses the term values. If you listen to Phil and I talk, we don't.
Nope.
I only say it to reference traditional ACT.
Yeah. So that people that are coming that know about traditional act, they can make that transition, but it's not really necessary if you're going to do it from this point of view.
No, this is for us, values the word values did not work a lot, too
Yeah.
often, several times a week.
Yep.
It didn't work for us.
No.
Meaning somebody would say, what do you mean by values? Or you say that I don't have values.
Yeah.
But what is it religious? Are you talking religious? It got us into conversations we didn't want to.
It was too abstract. I'm thinking about this storyboard thing. So it'd be like saying, I want to tell the story of my values.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yikes.
Well,
you know what? I think I got something to do.
I was going to say, I think I'll go watch
I
Netflix.
think I'm busy. As opposed to, I want to tell the story about who or what's important to me.
Oh, I can do that.
That sounds I'm willing to hang for a while for that one.
Right. So say that, and you nailed it, Phil. That's
Yep.
exactly it. But you can see the workability of, hey, let's storyboard about who's important to you.
Cool.
Got it. Versus
Yeah,
let's
I can,
storyboard
I can do that.
about your values. Maybe not. That's
Yeah.
too. That's
Let's
hard.
Pasadena on that one.
Well, that sounds hard.
Yeah.
And like most humans, I avoid hard.
When hard shows up, we want to book it. That's but
And so the point we're making, folks, is that you want to keep yourself engaged. You want to keep the people you're working
you're with engaged.
You want to keep going. And so it's like when you watch, there's some documentaries that are just riveting. You know, they're just well done.
Yeah, they're
And
compelling.
there's others that are boring. And I think the boring one would be, let's talk about values.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'd be changing my streaming channel at that point.
yeah, man. Let's see.
Gotta be something better than this.
Gotta be something better than this.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one of the many problems we had with the ACT term values. But we switched to who's important, and we would recommend that you storyboard about who, and later on what's important. That's the big
Right.
where you want to head. You know, what you want to talk about, and go from there. Oh, video games too. That's another thing they storyboard.
You know, perfect example.
I just remembered. Yep, I've seen storyboards for video games. Yep.
Yes. Yes. Works very nicely.
Yep.
I think they stole it from the movie people, but that's okay.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The movie.
It's easy. It's easy and it makes sense. Like once again, there's no need to reinvent the wheel here, folks.
Oh heavens, no. No.
We like to keep things simple.
No. So it's just a fun metaphor to play with people, play with yourself. How do you want the storyboard the rest of your life?
Be your own director
And producer.
and producer, and you can even put in whatever actors you want to put in here too.
Hey, yeah.
Who's
That's
gonna
right.
play me? Let me think about this.
Who's gonna play me? Some tall, dark, handsome.
Yeah, really,
James Bond looking.
really
folk.
suave.
Suave and debonair.
Yeah, there was some debonair too, and some panache. Why not? Certain flair, daring do.
Well, panache, and it's got that devil may care.
Yeah, daring do. Touch of daring do, as they say.
We're having fun.
We are having a lot of fun.
But it would be fun, and that's what the whole point is, to have some fun. And so, yeah, you're using the matrix diagram.
Yeah.
But now you're saying, here's the matrix, and we can use it to storyboard your life.
Boom.
And,
Just like that.
and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we highly recommend you start with who's important.
Begin the story.
I won't go back to that. And by the way, yes, Wednesdays are usually intermediate, and intermediate simply means more distancing. Storyboarding is more distancing.
Backing up.
Oftentimes we would call this something like sorting, which is akin to this.
I was going to say this is exact. Then we can do sorting out the storyboard of your life. Like
You can do all of that.
where what you're talking about? Where would that go up here on the storyboard of your life? Where would you put that?
Where would you put it in the story of your life? And how do you want to write the rest of your story?
Yeah. How do you want this story to turn out? Ooh.
Now we're getting deep.
Yeah. That's we're almost moving into Friday.
Oh no! Yeah, let's not do that.
No. So let's slow it down.
I don't have philosophy in me today.
Yeah, we're not ready for that one yet.
Just kidding. I probably always have philosophy in me. Anyways, so there we go. We have several. Oh, look at there. You know what? Catherine Bovino is here.
Hey,
Catherine. I recognize.
there she is.
She
Hello.
does.
Good to
See,
see
we
you.
know Aaron is here. We know Aaron.
yeah.
Yay. And others. Hey, great. Hopefully you enjoy the storyboarding and come on, folks. It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
ACT uses a lot of metaphors for more than one reason, but a biggie is the distancing.
Yeah, that's where you're going to get the most mileage.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then you don't have to worry about. Think of it, Phil. You could just do storyboarding therapy or whatever with anybody, and you would be doing ACT,
Yep.
and you would never even have to mention that.
You would never have to bring up the A, the C, or the T at all.
No, you don't even have to say the matrix.
Nope.
You can just say, I'm just going to
You
use
can
the
just say-
diagram to storyboard
We're going to storyboard.
with that. And you just say, let's do it. A nice way to start it is who's important to
We
you.
like to start our story down here on who's important.
Because think, your story, like all other stories, is an adventure with others.
No, heck. You were born into the world. You were born into the world because you were important to somebody.
Exactly. So there we go.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a way of starting. And now you're going to do storyboarding of life, past, present, future. And you're doing ACT.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're doing ACT.
100%. You're beginning.
We cannot stress enough how
Yeah.
on you are with ACT. And you're never even mentioning it.
Never even have to pick up a book or go to a training or anything.
Isn't that wild? You can
Yeah.
skip all the books.
It's freeing.
The more I like it, the more I say,
It's really freeing. Yeah.
Wow. No wonder we thought of
I could see this really taking off.
it. Yeah, well, somebody here will help with that.
Oh, yeah.
Entirely doable. If it's something that seems to float your boat, do
Yeah.
it.
Try it out.
Do it. So it's just story. What we say, storyboarding your life.
Yeah.
That's it. Every place is all of ACT. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And I like that it's got the forward movement to it. It's got the get moving part.
Yeah.
Right up, just like we get moving. And then when you start telling your story, you're going to be moving into the letting go of whatever those little internal snaggy things are that are showing up for you, or big things for that matter, because you got a story to tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got momentum written all over it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Evans, yeah. It's got workabilities built in
Yes, exactly.
because your story's either working or it's not.
Oh, Cecile wants us to give an example.
Could you give an example? Ooh, of what?
Oh, she gets the point. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I get okay, good.
Yeah, good.
It's like, so somebody comes in and you say, I work from, you could even say, I like to storyboard things.
Yeah.
I like to storyboard my life. I like to help other people storyboard their
Yeah,
life.
really help people sort stuff out.
And you've probably heard of storyboarding through the movies and stuff, where long before, after they have a screenplay.
Yeah, before we even see the movie, there's a story.
And from the screenplay, they do a series of storyboards, and they decide what scenes are going to film in the movie, is what it is. And of course, during the movie, they can always add or subtract story.
Right.
Pieces
And they can move the panels around.
move the panels around and stuff, right? So you can do that. So I like to work with people from that point of view. And the way we do is we start, your story starts with who's important to you. And if you notice, most movies are that way. about who's important in
Yeah.
one way or another. So we'll start there. And then we talk about the yucky stuff that shows up and mucks up your story. Mucks up. And that's what we mean by just
Yeah,
rolling
that would
into
be
it.
how we would get started.
And you just do that.
Introduce the characters up here, right at the very beginning.
And then your yucky stuff and the stuff that shows up and gets in the way.
Going on a journey.
And the stuff that you do to get relief from the perils, trials, and tribulations, both internal and external, go in the upper left.
Yeah, because any good story is not a constant state of ecstatic wonder.
Well, it would be a boring story.
Yeah, there's no need to tell that story. We're not going for ho hum here.
And then finally, the stuff you do to interact with others. So just write it out. Just look at it from that point of view. If somebody is doing that, they're doing the acceptance and commitment process. That's what we mean.
Yeah. So here's we'll put get moving here. They get moving with their person or persons. And then whatever that barrier stuff is, they start letting go, and they let go more, and they're back to getting moving. And the whole time they're doing it with you right there in now. So they're creating the story right now,
Oh,
present moment.
it's pretty cool.
Yep.
So you could do that. We're not saying
Yeah. That's just an example.
we're not saying
Not
do
the only
that.
way to do it.
We're just saying maybe stick it in your memory banks
Yeah.
and it might show up.
And maybe you might give it a whirl at some point.
You might go, oh, I could talk about storyboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Or not. But it definitely hits all the stuff of
Yeah.
act.
Checks off all the boxes.
Which I will give it a little intermediate. There's the get moving aspect of act. What are you attracted to? What do you
Down
want
here.
to approach? That's the get moving part. The letting go is letting go of the struggles. Right? By storyboarding, you are by definition letting go of the struggle.
You're backing up off it.
You're backing up.
You're
off.
loosening up off of that stuff
And by definition, you're doing it in the present moment.
right now.
Right? So show up to the present moment, get moving, let go. All happening in one nice, neat little metaphor, and then it's like, okay, life is great because you can storyboard all you want for the future, and it won't work out that way.
Right.
There's this guy named Murphy that'll show up.
Oh man. And all of his buddies too.
Murphy and his entire family will show
Yeah.
up.
Extended family.
And make sure.
Throw a ratchet in your plans.
However, if you do have a general direction, you'll get there.
Yeah.
And even what I just said is acceptance and commitment training.
Yeah. Yep.
The acceptance of the turmoils of life.
Down here.
Part of the deal. And the way Phil do it and I do it is when we get lost, we remind ourselves who's important to us.
Zoop. Home base.
It all starts from there. That's at least for us and for many of the people we work with. That if you're working with a group, home base is what's our shared purpose.
Yes. Yes. Why are we gathered here?
Either who's important to you or what's our shared purpose. And that provides you with the anchor and the starting point for the storyboarding.
Yeah.
You can storyboard with groups.
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, they do. They're always predicting the future, where they would like to take the business or the
Oh
company
yeah.
into the future. So, yeah, that would be a fun exercise to
Yeah.
do.
Work team, business
And if
team.
you had a decent artist, they could actually do storyboards.
Oh, that would be fun.
You would not want me doing that.
Now bring somebody in for the outside for
Best
that.
you'd get stick figures out of me.
Well, hold on now. You know, a stick figure storyboard can be very workable.
Well, okay. I'm still not going to do it.
That's right.
I have other things to do, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
But
I'm
there
good.
could be somebody within the group that's got that expertise. So that's
Usually, oftentimes there is.
somebody in there that knows how to draw.
You can do it. It's just fun. Something to do and very much act consistent. And we discovered it. We talked about it last Friday. We thought, oh, this is great. We'll share it with the world. So
Yeah.
we did. We even put it into things, storyboarding.
There it is, right there.
Right there in the title. So, and these are free recordings. So
Take them, use them.
make them, use them, have a blast. If you want to get CEs, click the green button.
Down below. Help us out.
and you'll hear the intricate. I mean, we have lots of fancy act stuff, you know, hexaflexy kind of stuff and all.
Yeah, we put that in there too.
In those, you know, so you can become learned.
Oh, learned. Yes. Yes. You will sound learned to your colleague.
And that would only, here I go, Phil, only if you want to include learned in your storyboard.
Yeah. How I got learned with Act and the Matrix. There's a story.
You can see, some people would call me learned, but I won't put up with it much. So, yeah, I get right out of that. Go do something else. In Oklahoma, we used to say, you just turn around and spit. I don't know where that came from.
I guess that brings things down to earth, huh?
Isn't that a very earthy thing? Turn around and spit. There's no learning to that whatsoever.
Yep.
It's
That's
very, yes, it's very earthy. I guess I don't know what they meant by it. It was one of those sayings I heard all my life. Turn around and spit. Makes me want to turn around and spit. Okay, whatever. We can look for the origins of that saying.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be back there somewhere. There's a story about that.
We can storyboard that.
That reminds me of a story.
Oh, well, it's all stories. We've had fun. This has been a fun little
This has been
conversation.
fun, yeah.
If you want to use it, great. If you don't, that's great too.
It's fine.
There's no fanciness to
No.
it. There's no right or wrong way to do it other than the general category of storyboarding. And believe you me, if you type storyboarding into Google, you're going to see a lot.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. But mainly to bring it back down to earth, ACT is the original name for ACT was comprehensive distancing. Backing up and looking at things from a distance view. Storyboarding is obviously right off.
Consistent. You could say act consistent. How does that sound?
Very, very ACT consistent. Go for it. Have fun.
Yeah.
In this middle of the July doldrums. Well, the doldrums, I guess if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're into winter now.
Yes.
Up here in the good old USA, it's been hot
Hot and wet.
and wet. Up here, Phil and I are both in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast is just soaked.
I think there's like mold growing on things now.
And then the sun comes out. And
Yeah.
we're in the summer doldrums. But, hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll be back we'll do some.
Yeah. Something will percolate up between now and Friday.
We'll do something on Friday. Have a little fun. We'll do it. In the meantime, that's it. Do you have anything else, Phil?
No, I think we did it. Did the storyboarding. Cool.
Hey, Catherine, thank you for showing
Yeah.
up.
Thank
That
you
was
for
fun.
joining us.
Maybe it'll take off. Be the best thing since sliced bread. You never know. Bye-bye.
Yeah.